Greetings every designer. Today I'm going to see how we can make an Islamic pattern. I will show you how you can design it the hard way. I'm expecting this video to be around 20 minutes, and in upcoming lesson I will show you the easy way how you can make any image, how you can convert any image to a 3D logo. But let's see today how we can make the pattern in 3D. So here we are, we have this pattern, and firstly I will center it. So I can call it ref, and here we can lower the opacity. Let's say 0.25, and I will center it to be here. I will center it here and center on the Z by moving here. After confirming, just look at this selection filter. I'll go to the pattern and start adding an plane. If you notice, we have this pattern mirrored on the X and mirrored on the Z, so you will only make this part and mirror that, of course, around X axis and around the Z axis. So how we can start? I will start with a plane and go to the edit mode, and the same thing I will delete. I don't need that anymore, and after that I will add the mirror modifier here in the generate based on X and Z. Why it's not showing in the Z direction? Because you have the rotation not applied. So just apply the rotation by pressing Ctrl A, and after that it will be fine. We have this pattern included within 3 parts, so we will firstly make this small part. So just press here and move it here and move that to be here and move that to be here. I can delete this part and start by extruding here and extruding on the X, and after that let's make another extrusion on the Z, another extrusion here. There is multiple ways for doing that, but just let's trace the shape, and let's trace this one also. Now I'm going to disable the clipping and move that on the Z direction, and other time enable that and move here by extrusion, and we are now done for this part. Let's press Ctrl right click, and I will go and trace that, of course, and you can now extrude on the X axis and fill these two pieces. After that you can extrude another time here. You can copy this part as you'd like, or you can make from scratch. So let's trace pressing Ctrl right click, another time here Ctrl right click. I'm just pressing extrusion, and you are now ready to move the next step. We have this part, and let's doing the same here. So by the way, you can add another point in and press Ctrl Shift B, and let's delete this edge. So let's fill this part. I will add vertex here and fill this part and fill this part. Of course we can another time fill this part and fill this part. Another time here I will fill and press. We have here 1 edge, 2, 3. So we want here 3 edges. Press Ctrl R and fill that. Fill again here. Fill that by pressing F. By the way, make sure that you have some add-ons enabled. Make sure that you have F2 to be enabled. Loop tools, of course, we will use maybe in this class, and node wrangler in the shader editor. This is the most useful. And don't forget the edge flow. Edge flow is very helpful. It's free, simple. As you can see here, set flow, set curve, set linear. This is very helpful add-on that you should install, and it's completely free. Let's continue. We have here one edge, here 2, 3. So we require here 3 edges, and there is select this edge and there is F a few times. Amazing. And another time I will slide that to be here, and maybe delete this edge. I will select all these parts and press Shift D. How you can do that? So just disable this clipping, or you can duplicate on the Z, separate by selection, apply all transforms, select that. Sorry for that, I just apply here, or visual geometry to mesh, and rotate to be here. Rotate based on this cursor, so set origin to the 3D cursor and rotate around this part. Make sure you have it scaled correctly. That's fine, and after that you can join to this part, and you can join here. We have to fill also this one. Let's continue by joining that to be here, and we can now merge these 2 points and merge these 2 points, and after that fill. We have done that. Okay, we don't need that anymore. You can separate by selection, and let's continue. Let's fill these 2 faces and fill these 2 faces. Of course, here we require few vertex here, and we require here a few vertex, and here also we require 3 vertex. That's fine. Enable clipping and move in this direction. If you press Ctrl R, you will see that you have some issues, so select all and press Shift N to recalculate normals. It doesn't matter red or blue because we will extrude that later, but make sure that you have all to be one color. That's fine for now. Of course we will fix the edges, but let's continue. After that I will select one vertex and duplicate around the X direction and separate by selection. Then select this vertex and extrude in this axis and start tracing all these parts the same way. This may be different because we will press Ctrl right click such as this, and again the same way. I may disable subgenerated surface for now and start to trace that properly, and we have here to be mirrored, so let's do that first. Again we can, let's make only this part and we can array later. So let's see if we can extrude this part, this vertex the same way as we made, and other extrusion here. Amazing. Let's see, and I will extrude here Amazing. And I am extruding these parts, as you can see. So what else? So you have done it. Make sure that you have traced that correctly, and you just fill all these parts. So I will fill these elements and start from here and fill such as this. Again here, make sure that the cursor to be here and press fill, and make sure that you have F2 add-on enabled, of course. Same thing here, press Control R, Control W few times to subdivide, and after that let's try to fill that. I am now going to extrude and fill here and fill that also. Let's see what we have here. Let's try to fill again another time. We have here 1, 2, 3. Let's merge these to be one unit, and we have here 3 vertex. I mean 3 vertex. Amazing. We don't need that anymore, so I will fill, and we want to, so let's try to fill. Fine. You can rotate. It's 30. It's a complete circle, so you can disable the clipping and make sure that the cursor is the center, and press Shift D or Y based on the cursor, of course. And 45, of course, is fine for now. And after that, let's merge these. All these bonds will be merged at the center. We have old video explaining that in the channel, but it's based on Blender, I think Blender 2.8 or 2.7, so I recorded that, and in the next few days I will publish few lessons to explain how we can make 3D logos. The same thing here, we will press Shift N to recalculate these normals, and that's fine. So what next? You should make this part. We don't need that, so we will move that to be trash. To be organized, you can name this better, color this to be blue, this to maybe yellow, and later we will add the camera as usual. I like it to be here and maybe green. We are now fine for that. Let's do the final adjustment. The same thing, we will make one and rotate. So let's duplicate this edge and separate by selection. We have here, we can call that to be part 1 or just 1 and 2, and this F2 to be 3. I will move that in the X direction and just trace this part until we reach here. So press Ctrl right click, and again right click here. You can make few loops, and another time. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so make sure that you are doing that the correct way. So fill and try to do the same. it's a simple process. And here you can use the edge flow. So press edge set flow, it will be smooth. And anytime you can use it here. Let's try to use it here. Edge set flow. Set flow. And here this I don't like it, so I can go to make it even spacing, and the same thing here, equal space, and press slide to be here, the same thing, and move it to be here. So move it to be here. Alright, I will disable clipping. You must disable clipping, because if you enable clipping, I don't think it will work. So let's say you want to duplicate and return the Y, doesn't work. So make sure that you disable the clipping, of course, and select all and press Shift D, RY -45. Amazing. Now you can merge at center all these points, merge on the center. You can select all and merge by distance. We have here it. We must join that. Let's see. We can enable. You can enable the clipping and move on the X direction. Fine. So what next? Let's go here and add the subdivision surface. Of course, one benefit from doing that, you have low poly version. So we have all the faces without any part. We have around 500 faces. It's insane result. So what next? Next we will add the subdivision surface. You can make the. Let's start by adding the subdivision surface. If you want low poly version, you can use that, but I would like to make it high poly. And of course, there is a lot of applications for using this pattern. You can 3D print it, of course, and you can use for architectural scene. So I will add some loop cuts here, another loop cut here, another loop cut here if you would like, another loop cut here, maybe one loop cut here, right or left, and another loop cut here. Amazing. Next, we will do the same thing here. We will add loop cut here, and you can copy this to selected, another loop cut here, and you can make it even space as I have mentioned. What next? Let's try to add loop cut here and another loop cut here. This model is clean and I like the way we have made that. Result is fine for now. Same thing here and same thing here. Press EF and add loop cut here, another loop cut here. Here also you can add loop cut if you'd like, and that's fine for now. What next? The same thing here, we will add subdivision surface, and I think we are now done for the modeling part. Press E to make the loop cut snap or to be aligned to this part. If you want to be aligned to the other part, press E 2 times and after this press F. What next? We want it to be here, and other time we want edge to be here. So we are now done. Select all parts at the same time. You can duplicate and move to be in the temp collection in case of you want the low poly version, but select all the 1, 2 and 3, and you can now extrude one time, extrude another time, and extrude such as this. We are now done. And make sure that you have smooth shading, and here we are. What is the issues that we have now? We have some issues here in the center, and we can solve that. Here we have some face, and here we have some face. So just enable the clipping and select that and move here, select that and move here. The same thing here, move to be here and move to be here, and select all and delete faces. What else? In this direction we don't have any duplicated faces, so that's fine for now. That's fine. And we can add loop cut here if you'd like. Other time you can add loop cuts here. So that's it for this tutorial. Of course the next part is to add materials, and I think that's easy for you. So I hope you find this tutorial useful. If you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to leave comment or like this video, and in the next upcoming video I will show you how you can do this 3D logo the easy way.